Today we're talking about how to write a scope of work document, and with that I want to talk about some must practices. But before we start, I want to clarify what the scope of work document is. Some people, you may hear it referenced as the SOW. Basically, it's an agreement on the work to be performed on the project. It includes what deliverables are produced, or maybe even products or any results. It also includes the timeline for this project, as well as important and critical milestones and different types of reports that are needed, and specifically who those reports go to. I recommend using a template, and most templates include these things. The glossary, a glossary of terms defining what the terms are that will be referenced in this SOW. Also, the problem statement, a little bit more detail about the problem and what we're trying to solve. It also includes the goals, and it includes the objectives and deliverables that we'll be producing. It also includes any kind of administration information about the project, as well as the timeline. So some people reference best practices, and in this case, I call these the must practices. So number one, be specific. You want to be specific when you're clarifying or defining terms so that everyone has a clear understanding and common understanding of what the terms are. You also want to be specific when you're defining who does what and by when. You want to, by doing this, you're avoiding some of the traps, which could be confusion, like who's doing what and when, or what things mean, or miscommunications, which ultimately can lead to some disputes. You also want to include visuals. Want to paint the picture of what it will look like in the end once this scope of work or this project is implemented. You also want to be able to show what people will be able to do at the end of this project by implementing this. Remember, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Again, you're avoiding a trap here, which has to do with misinterpretations. So the visuals help avoid that. And the third one is getting sign-offs. You want to ensure that the authorized approvers sign off on your scope of work document. You also want to have them sign off at critical milestones and deliverables, again, avoiding these traps. If you've ever felt like people on your team or your project get selective amnesia, well, we want to avoid that. You also want to avoid disputes and any costly rework. So if you need a tool that can help you manage and track your scope of work document, then sign up for our software now at projectmanager.com.